Hey, what's good? This is at 980 in the clutch, and we got to talk about a very dire situation going on in the NBA Finals, especially for Mavericks fans and arguably everybody in America, where Dallas Mavericks are down 0-2 against the Boston Celtics, and things are not looking good for them as lots of big names for the Dallas Mavericks, both Kyrie Irving and some of their bench have not been up to par. Luka Doncic, he has done amazing for the Dallas Mavericks, especially in Game 2. But things are not looking too well. And Game 1, I'll give the benefit of the doubt because it was at Boston, a very hostile crowd. And I would think that I was personally expecting a loss from the Dallas Mavericks, but I thought maybe they would come back and be able to maybe address some of their weaknesses, which they did for the first half. But the third quarter, I noticed the Celtics made some massive adjustments. They were trapping Luka and then be able to just overall use their muscle and find mismatches. Like, for example, finding their big man on someone like Kyrie Irving, or just being able to whenever there's a steal, they're already at the other side of the court for an easy layup or an easy dunk. And even when Peyton Pritchard, when he made that massive heave, from half court to end the quarter, I mean, it's one of those things where you just knew that that was their game to lose, to be honest with you. And but it's not too bad. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks, there is some hope. I mean, but first we gotta present the bad news first, and then talk about the good news. So unfortunately, teams are down 5-31 in the NBA Finals. Record all time went down 0-2 in the NBA Finals. So meaning like there's not that much of a good chance that historically that the Dallas Mavericks can come back to win the series. But there are some good historical factors with this. Dallas is actually 5-3 this playoff run at home. They have a winning record when they're at home in the playoffs, so there's a good chance they can at least steal a game or two at home court to protect home court to be able to extend the series. And talking about Kyrie Irving earlier, he has seen this situation before, especially with the Golden State Warriors, especially referring to his championship back in 2016. They were actually down 3-1, we all know, and then they made that massive comeback. So this is not new for Kyrie Irving, and it's going to be very key for him to be able to step up, because he has taken a major dip in his point scoring this finals run compared to his first 3 rounds. But Kyrie Irving, like he has a chance to be able to regroup at home, get a game or two before he has to come back to Boston and be rejuvenized, and like now he can get whatever mental hurdles he's got to go through, he's finally out of it. Because another interesting statistic that I find crazy is that ever since Kyrie Irving infamously stepped on the leprechaun on the court, he's been 0-12 ever since. So maybe it's best for him to go back home, regroup, and be able to get a game going so that he can be able to get Boston off his mind, his personal vendetta against the fans or the ownership or whatever the case may be, and be able to get his confidence going, because he has been a little shaky, but then again, like the Celtics have been targeting Kyrie Irving, and rightly so, because Kyrie Irving, he's arguably their most dangerous player on the Mavericks. I mean, we all know Luka, he can score and he's just too naturally gifted, but if you add Kyrie in there on top of that, it's almost impossible to stop. But if the fact that the Celtics have been so far shutting down Kyrie Irving, it helps the Celtics to be able to use their strengths and be able to get the 2 important home wins to have the upper hand so far in this series. And with that being said, I mean, to be realistic, I mean, like I said in one of my previous videos, I mean, I expect the Celtics to win the championship. I mean, because for several reasons, because they're just overall the stronger team. They have more cohesiveness. They've been around for a long time, specifically Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and several more supporting cast members. Yes, they traded for Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday, but they were like more the missing pieces. But most of the core group that they had, whether Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Al Horford, they've been there for several years now. They're accustomed to the system, and especially under Joe Mazzulla, who's been doing really great, shutting down his critics on him as a head coach with his abilities. He's done amazing, being able to adjust to Luka and be able to shut him down for especially in the third quarter. So the Celtics, I mean, they just are better. A better team, like construction wise, and so far coaching wise too. And Dallas Mavericks, I mean, we gotta take into consideration. I mean, this team has been assembled these past few months, especially trading for PJ Washington and having Daniel Gafford, having these trade pieces. I mean, they just started getting this team going, and they had a tougher road to the finals, so potentially they could be a little tired from that, whereas the Celtics have had an easy road to the finals. That could be a factor that could come into play as to why the Mavericks have not been up to par performance-wise. So that's something we need to take into consideration. But overall, the Dallas Mavericks, they have to win Game 3. Like, this is their, win or go home game, because I personally I thought maybe it could max out to 6 games, but it could possibly be a sweep or maybe 5 games if they do not win Game 3. This is a very important game for the Dallas Mavericks. They have to win at home. I mean, they don't have the Boston crowd they have to worry about anymore with all the historical superstitions that people may want to come up with, or just how hostile and rowdy the Celtics fans are, or whatever the case may be. They no longer have to worry about that. They can go home, regroup, and then be able to basically follow what they did in the first half, try to replicate that, and then when the Celtics make adjustments, whether towards Luka or to Kyrie, that they just give it to the wide open man and be able to take advantage to keep the flow as even as possible. So yeah. But like I said, there is optimism. Kyrie Irving has been in this situation before, back in 2016, and eventually won his championship up to this point. And then the Dallas Mavericks have a winning record so far in this playoffs when playing at home. So there is a possibility that the Dallas Mavericks can win. Do I expect them to maybe get 2 games out of it? Not really, but I mean, they should be able to win Game 3, in my opinion, with the amount of film they got and being able to focus in on what their weaknesses are in their matchup, and not necessarily overpower them, but they have to. I feel like they're gonna find some creative maneuvers to shock the Celtics and be able to take advantage of exploit their weaknesses, because they can't outplay them talent wise, but they can certainly outsmart them, because of Joe Mazzulla. He does have a history of making some errors or not making the right adjustments, so Jason Kidd can potentially expose that and steal a game at home, So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, Mavericks fans. Do you guys believe it is possible you can get back in the series? You guys need to get back home, or do you believe it's over? This is it. This is our last game. If they don't win this, they're done for the year. And overall, how do you feel about your run? Thank you so much for all your time. For watching this. I appreciate every single last one of y'all. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I certainly love and appreciate every single last one of y'all. God bless, and talk soon.